Hello, everybody. How are you? It's time for another consumer video. This time we're going to be up in Minneapolis. We're going to be looking at the 5 worst bowling alleys in town. Now, of course, when you have a cold weather city like Minneapolis, you're going to have a lot of bowling. It's indoors. It's something the whole family can do. But just to avoid these 5, okay? The first one is Weedy. Now, Weedy Bowling Alley had an interesting idea because what they started out was, they said, look, we're going to be indoors, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't mean we can't have plants. And what that'll do is help everybody breathe better because they're getting that oxygen and the carbon dioxide exchange from the plants all the time they're in here. So if they have 17, 18 beers, it doesn't matter because they're getting that good, fresh air. Well, the problem, guys, is they forgot to take out the weeds. So now when you roll your bowl down the lane, it is slowed by all of the weeds that are growing between the boards. Now, some of the locals have learned to spin the ball around the weeds, but that's a skill level, guys, I don't possess. I'm going to have to say no to Weedy Bowling Alley right there in Minneapolis. Now, of course, number 2 on our list is Spontaneous. Spontaneous Bowling Alley is a mobile bowling alley. And what they say is they drive around the city. They've got a trailer there with a couple of lanes. And the idea is that spontaneously, you'll decide to jump on there and roll a few. And, of course, it's fairly expensive. And the other problem I have, guys, is that the way they return the ball. So the ball return is not like in a regular bowling alley where it goes underneath. In this case, it comes back to you on a rack overhead. And it's just the way the nature of when you put a bowling alley in the back of a 18-wheel trailer, you have to get the ball back somehow, and this is how they designed it. The only problem is when I decided to try it, that the bowling ball came back on the rack, and I must have got nervous because I had a little nervous laugh there that shook the truck and it shook the ball and it landed on my head. And to this day, I still get headaches and I've got the kind of a concave shape of a bowling ball on the very top of my head. Now, what's good about that is sometimes when I'm eating Jell-O in a bowl and I get tired, I can put the bowl on my head as a little rest, take a little rest and just set it up there for a minute. And I got to be careful when I do that because sometimes the dog will jump up there and start eating my Jell-O off the top of my head. But that's more of a personal challenge, guys. I just don't think that whole idea is going to work for spontaneous bowling. I'm going to have to say no. Now, number 3 on our list of the 5 worst bowling alleys in Minneapolis is Magnolia. Magnolia Bowling Alley is there on the west side. They've got long tradition, a lot of generations of people going out to Magnolia. In fact, they've been there so long that sometimes when people say, hey, you want to go over to Magnolia, they don't have to say bowling at all. People know what is happening. And it's a quality place for the most part, but I had a bad experience out there at Magnolia because at Magnolia, the owner, his name is Magnolia. And Magnolia, for some reason, you know how sometimes people just don't take a liking to you and there's nothing you can do? And I walked in there and she gave me the evil eye. And I said, what's going on, man? You're giving me the evil eye. She goes, I've seen your kind coming here before. I mean, you act like you're a top bowler and you can barely break 186. And yet you're stomping all over the bowling alley, giving out tips, acting the fool. She said, if you're going to try that stuff out here at Magnolia, I'm going to have the cops down here so fast arresting you for being a fake professional. And so don't even start it. I said, you got me out wrong, Magnolia. I am Mr. Amiable. Everybody loves me. I just roll them and then I take their money, okay? Because I base it on skill, not on BS. And she said, you better not be betting that money up in here. This is a family place. So, guys, she had me all wrong. Maybe it's just me. I'm going to have to say no to Magnolia Bowling. And finally, the 5th one on our list is Dreams. Now, Dreams Bowling is, again, they're very good marketing. They show or suggest that you're going to have such a great time it's going to be like you're in a dream, which, and as a matter of fact, you are, because before you go bowling, they'll ask you to go up into the bunk area, they call it, and you grab a bunk and you take a snooze. And if you can't take a snooze, they're going to give you a pill or whatever it takes, a couple shots of tequila, for you to take a little nap. And they want you to start dreaming because they want to, in your dream, they're going to give you some suggestions by audio files, by audio suggestions. So they're going to play things over a speaker that are right near your pillow. The speakers are next to the bed, right near your pillow, and they're going to make suggestions to you that will prompt dreams. And then once you wake up, they're going to want you to try to recreate those dreams on the bowling alley lanes. And the idea is that you're going to be so relaxed, so happy that you'll score your best score. You'll enjoy it. You'll come back. It's a business building proposition. But no one asked the question, what if you, like I did, have a nightmare? I mean, I dreamed I was in a Waffle House at 3 a.m. They didn't have any more pancakes, and yet I couldn't get out. I couldn't get out of the Waffle House to get over to the IHOP that supposedly still has some pancake mix. So I had a nightmare, guys. I'm kind of getting a little bit of the shivers thinking about it because it was so scary. That's going to be a no for me at dreams. Well, guys, there you go. The 5 worst bowling alleys, in my experience anyway, in Minneapolis. If you have a different opinion, leave a comment. Or if you know some good bowling alleys, leave a comment as well. Because, guys, when you do, you help build this community as we look to go to the best services and businesses in the great city of Minneapolis. Talk to you soon.